What's going on, peeps? Just waiting for some more people to come in. Robert, how you doing? Right, Pablo? Gil? Dude, Dave. You know, my sister had a boyfriend when she first introduced him to me. She said, "This is Dave, dude." So his nickname was Dave Dude, as long as I known him. So it's funny that you have Dude Dave. So my sister's boyfriend, he had that nickname for her as long as I can remember. Yeah, people, I know you guys are bringing up. I know April 1st has passed, and as usual, some of these predictions didn't come true. And as usual, we heard a global currency reset started, and we don't see any of those things. We'll get into that. Yeah, you guys see that, Vin? I know. Heidi will talk about that. All right, we're going to get started about 1 minute here. So you guys, as I'm talking, sometimes not easy for me to keep up with what's going on in the chat, so I apologize. You know, no, Nate. I got a call. Boy, for those you don't know, I still keep in contact with Nate. For those people who knew me from when I was over on Brando's channel and then came over to my own, we have a special friend named Nate. And he's talking about coming on to the show possibly soon here. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are invested into Dinar might be interested in me having him on. It should be very interesting. What do you guys think? Only people who's been with me for a long time and know who I'm talking about. A lot of you ask me all the time, do I still talk to him? Damn near every day. It's a pain in my ass. Just kidding. I know he's paying attention. All right, you guys, let's cover. There's a lot of subjects we're getting ready to go here and cover them all. Give me just a second. All right, so what's going on is on my other channel, the reason why there's no videos on there, as usual, I'm once again in the doghouse for the week. Yeah. Facebook has been, or not Facebook, but YouTube has been putting a smackdown on people. They go through these weird waves, and they're literally going back to videos that I posted back in 1952. Of course, I'm just being silly, but you know what I mean? Like, it's way back then. And talking about, well, this video said something offensive. And I was like, what, that video posted like 4 months ago. Seriously? Why didn't you say something then? That's what I don't understand. So they're doing this kind of crap. So we'll see what happens. What's up to the UK? Amanda, love the love. Says Vin, all the gurus except you and admin lie and ask for money. It's sickening. Yeah, that's, you know, again, Vin, I noticed that. And I kind of talked about this, remember? You know, I was telling you guys, you got to be careful. And then the thing is, it's like, of course, I'm generally speaking, the vast majority of my subscribers know that the stuff that I'm talking about is legit. All right. But there's a handful of you, man, no matter how many times you try to warn you about what's going on, you don't want to hear. You know, you don't want to hear anything. I'm telling you just to be careful. Nope. Somehow I'm a black cat, and my favorite all the time is I do this joke. I have talked to my people, and they tell me that Pimpy is cabal. All right, you guys, we're going to get into all that. Let's just shoot through real quick a couple of screens. And let's get rocking and rolling. All right, you know the deal, people. You guys know I got Pimpy's Investment Chat, same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we do talk about cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, as well as foreign currency investments. Feel free to come join us. It's free 99. All right, and it continues to grow. We are almost at 25,000. Gosh, I'm so pissed that they took off the Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes group. It was big and it was growing quick. As we take a look at what's going on out there in the world of so-called finance, we're seeing a crypto run again. This is not surprising. It's not surprising at all. I'm thinking the bump is because of on April 14th, you're going to see Coinbase is going to go public with IPO, and that might be giving cryptos a bump. So, and once it goes public, it's definitely going to go up, in my opinion. So for those of you, like I said, I'm not a fan of cryptocurrencies, but there is a window of opportunity to go ahead and make money off of them, and we are in that window, all right? So there is a link down below in my description. If you guys want to buy cryptocurrencies, just follow it, and it takes you to where you could buy cryptocurrencies. And they give you $10 just for following the link, okay? So as I said that, of course, immediately Bitcoin drops to 274. Now, here's the deal. So with the IPO coming out, and remember, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this, Goldman and Sachs wanting to get involved with Bitcoin is not good. Remember they said, oh, and I was telling you guys, cryptocurrencies I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of anything in which you could push a button and presto, new ones are made. And all the crypto people are like, no, Pimpy, there's a cap that won't. No, what happened? I showed you guys an article from Goldman and Sachs. They're going to find a way to bastardize it, twist it, pervert it. They're already talking about how they want to do what? Hey, grab it in IPOs, which is what Coinbase is doing. Find a way to create derivatives off of the fractional parts of cryptocurrencies. Told you, the corrupt people will work their way into cryptocurrencies and find yet another way to screw you over. And they'll be able to easily manipulate the cryptocurrency market because it's nothing like the regular stock market. All you got to do is get a handful of whales in there and you could drive the price up or down. So nonetheless, here they are, Goldman and Sachs to offer Bitcoin to wealth management clients. Yeah, like I said, anything that these people are involved in, sure, you might be able to make a little money off of them, but eventually they'll just find a way to screw you out of it. So I warn people about this, but nobody that is a crypto bug likes when I talk about this type of stuff. I'm just saying, look, be very guarded, be very, very careful when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Not a fan of it, only because I don't like the idea of going 100% digital. If they can find a way to keep cryptocurrencies out there and have an actual use case for them, and we have the ability to go ahead and cash them in and actually exchange it for a physical currency, specifically a gold-backed currency, then I don't mind that harmonious relationship. But again, we're talking about some of the most corrupt people in the world. Goldman and Sachs, JP Morgan. These people are notorious for manipulating markets. JP Morgan, especially in the silver market. All right. So when these people get excited about something, you should be nervous about it. So yeah, there's a slight little run going on again. And like I said, if you're going to be invested into cryptocurrencies, you have to be very careful. If you have a bad heart, you don't want to be in cryptocurrencies. The volatility in the market is ridiculous. It will go on huge swings. Sometimes in the neighborhood of 20%, which is unheard of, but that's what they do. All right, you can see Ethereum back up there around 2,100. Oh, I believe that's the new high. Is that right? Yep. Congratulations to Ethereum, who just reached a new high, 2,104. Over here, you can see the old is 2,086. Not a fan of cryptocurrencies, but if I had to choose one, you guys know already, my love is with Ethereum. They have a ton of use cases, and I do think there's something bigger coming on with them a little bit down the line. So, here's the thing that gets me. Look at this. U.S. economy adds almost 1 million jobs in March. Unemployment rate is at 6%. So it says the results far exceeded 660,000. And I literally hear the Democrats go Biden. I'm like, no, no, no. Stop. The Republicans who opened up their states 100% and lifted all Rona restrictions, their economies are booming. If you remove their numbers, the economy looks like cocky-doody. Nonetheless, what's happening is people go ahead and they realize how some markets are artificially pumped and possibly maybe they are legit. No. Gold and silver is being manipulated. We know this. And the great thing is this. The deliveries on silver out of the comics continue to increase. We're seeing record numbers, and JP Morgan refuses to bid up the value to help these banks cover the shorts. I'm curious to see what's going to happen when the banks are all cleared and the shorts are done. Because silver and other precious metals that are being manipulated would shoot up, especially gold and silver. If nobody is selling shorts for these precious metals, they should take off. Somebody just made a huge case today. Usually when I hear this kind of chatter, I don't get excited about it. But this person laid down the ground rules, so to speak, made a cool case for why silver will hit $100 by summertime. And again, it's speculation, so don't get overly excited with good news or overly down with bad news. Case in point, y'all heard that the dinar rate in country was 1-to-1. I told you that's bull cocky peepee. There's a reason for it. If that was the case, it would be the largest black market scam going on with people exchanging and buying it from out of country. I already explained this. Bitcoin decoupled from stocks in Q1 as institutional demand strengthens. So remember, I was talking about this at the end of last year. I was like, look, I don't have no faith in what I'm seeing happening with cryptocurrencies, even with gold and silver. I was trying to figure out how it is that gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies were moving in the same type of positive or negative direction, depending on how the market was doing. I was like, they need to decouple. That's how you know when we're going to start seeing real things happen. Sure enough, the first quarter of this year, we've seen Bitcoin decouple from the stock market. And what that means is when the stock market is going positive, you should see safe havens go down. But we are in a unique time. Usually when it looks like the market is going to crash, you'll see these turn red, gold, silver turn green. That's because people are moving out of riskier assets, riskier investments, and into more safe ones is what it is. Right? So again, we are in that window. People say, well, you said it many times. Did you ever say when you thought that window would end? I say, yeah, I felt like it would be July. Many reasons why. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't have a problem with coming on saying, man, I'm wrong. Again, this is just my opinion only. So cryptocurrencies are back on the run again. The market is being artificially pumped, and I'm not talking about the crypto. I'm talking about our regular market. If the economy is pretty much shut down, how are these markets going up? Who's investing in them? The federal government, of course. So Goldman Sachs getting behind Bitcoin makes me a little nervous, but that doesn't mean you can't ride the curtails just a little bit, make some money off it. Let's get into the dinar just a little bit. All right, you guys. I know you guys were jumping up and down. You guys heard rumors that the dinar had been changing in Iraq 1-to-1. And I told you that wasn't true because if it was true, then you would see people bringing their currency that are out of country, taking it to people in country, getting that one-for-one exchange, taking their newfound fortune, running back into their country, buying more dinar cheap, then running it back into the. You see what I'm saying? It would go back, forth, back, forth. So when people tell you, "Oh, in country this and out country that," that's a lie. They go at the same time for that specific reason. I understand. I'm trying to figure out how to word this and sound diplomatic. We are seeing a movement of so-called new group of YouTube truthers that seem to be regurgitating each other's bullshit. So just be careful. When I try to point it out, the people are like, "Oh, you're attacking them. You must be." No. I'm just saying, use common sense. On my other YouTube channel, I made videos saying, "Look, this is debunked. This isn't real. Where are you guys getting this info from?" And it seems to all be pointing in the same direction, right? I'm starting to have an uneasy feeling about that individual, and I don't like it at all. Really think the guy is a nice guy, but just I don't like what's going on, and I don't want to get too much into it. But I'm just letting you guys know. Look, be careful about the information, no matter where it comes from. Even me, question it. There's nothing wrong with it. Question it. Tell them to show you receipts. Where the hell are the links? Where is your proof? Just don't take the word for it. Like I said before, we're at that stage now. We're smart enough. When people start talking like that, tell them, where is this coming from? Stop falling for that. Well, my intel person who I can't tell you, or, I talked to this person and all that. Don't fall for that no longer. How many times have we seen predictions out there on the dinar and they still have not come true? Just asking. You guys know. What was the big thing about April 1st? Now, what's the new date? Is it April 14th? There's nothing wrong with hoping. You know what I mean? But don't get addicted to hopium. We all want the same thing, you guys. We do. We're going to get into a little bit of the news over there in Iraq. All right, so here's what's going on. I didn't think it was possible, and not only that, I think it's a violation of the Constitution, and that is the budget was passed without the agreement between Erbil and Baghdad. They're still trying to work that bad boy out. All right, and as we saw, guess what? The budget's passed, and certain gurus out there, without naming names, go ahead, you can name them yourself in the comments, said that when a budget was passed, God had put it upon him that the rate change would be in there. And while technically it was the one we spoke about. So it went from 1,190 dinars per dollar to 1,450 dinars. That's the wrong direction. All right, we've covered this many a times. I'm looking for other things. Don't get me, hey, I'm not saying that RI or RV won't be announced. It's very possible. I told you there's some things I am aware of that's going on as far as the dinar and the lack of in country. Something's being done about that. So meanwhile, I look for other signs that tell me, is it possible that once they get what they're looking for and they feel confident, can we see an RI or RV announcement? Or will we see it jump up in increments, one after another, over a short period of time? We're going to see. Everything is speculation right now, you guys. So anyways, the budget was passed, and here they go. Like Barzani's saying, look, although he's saying he's not worried, does that look like the face of a guy who's not worrying? Anyways, he's saying, look, now that the budget's been passed, they should be able to easily come up with the agreement and get this thing knocked out. Okay? 4 political leaders in Baghdad in hopes to solve the outstanding problems. I have faith that they will. I really do. Okay, so this is not good. So the talks started on the Iran nuclear deal. Biden has been, and everybody, some of this is public, some of it is not. Biden has been given a stern warning, would be the best way to put it, from some of these Middle Eastern countries about allowing Iran to continue like they used to. That the threat of them making a strike to make sure that they don't get a nuclear bomb is real. So we like the fact that when Trump was in office, he was working out what looked like peace in the Middle East. Let's hope that continues. So anyways, look at here. The morning, the signatures to the Iran nuclear deal, Russia, Iran, China, France, Germany, and Britain, began an internet meeting to discuss the nuclear deal and ensure its implementation. So for those you don't know, under Obama, they did implement this nuclear deal, but here was the problem with the way the deal was. You see, they wouldn't allow inspectors in to certain facilities without letting the government know when they were coming in. Well, what's the point of an inspection if you're going to tell people when you're coming to inspect? That allowed them to do certain things to hide the truth from the public as far as where they were in their nuclear program or what their intentions were. But that's the deal we gave them. Look, we told them, we'll give you weeks notice. This way you can cover up all your evidence. I mean, be prepared for our inspection. So let's hope it doesn't go back to that. Let's hope we get a real deal knocked out. But having said that as well, sanctions, I think, are going to be lifted here shortly. And let's keep an eye on their currency, the Iranian rial. And I have some of that myself, and some of you bought some as well. So the budget revives the currency market in Iraq. Well, what did that mean? Well, it made the dollar stronger and Iraqi dinar weaker. Although I do think it's going to rebound, you guys. Look, there's nothing but, if they can keep stable over there with no issues and do away with as much corruption as possible, like they've been doing, and they start doing these private sector buildups, yeah, you're going to see the currency rebound. I think it's going to happen quickly. So sure, it might not happen overnight, but in my opinion, it's going to happen quick enough. So don't give up faith. Just hang tight. Like I said, if you start getting too frustrated because you heard too many of these rumors out there, God told me this, I got the codes for that, the computer screen on the back, the redemption centers, the 1-800 numbers, the list of bullshit we've been hearing for the longest time. When you hear all that stuff, sure, it feels good to hear. You're feeling positive. But then when these things don't happen the way you're being told, you are depressed over it and upset. And I understand why, because you already spent the money in your head. So you guys just hang tight. All right. Like I said, take the good with the good, bad with the bad. Just don't get overly hyped about it. All right. So for the most part, the markets, so anyways, the governor of the central bank in the IMF meeting, Iraq is implementing its reform plans, and they are. But it looks to me like the IMF has added money to the SDR basket as far as the amount of currency that's out there. They increased it. And now there's a push for the SDR to be implemented. And that could be why a lot of these banks are pumping out money like they're doing, is to help when the SDR becomes the official currency rate. There's enough currency out there for people to be liquid. We will see. But it looks to me like they're being very proactive and again, the SDR was created in 1969, and it was supposed to be the answer to just having a one world reserve currency. So the rest of the world wants us to have, an SDR basket instead of just one currency. So that, of course, the United States don't want that, because if they are the reserve currency, well, then it gives them a lot of control and a lot of power. They can use sanctions. They could do all kinds of things, and it gives the United States a lot of power. And so I think people are tired of the abuse of powers, and that's why we're seeing the push towards the SDR, right? So other than that, the most of this is just the same as what's going on. article, remember I was telling you guys, keep an eye on silver as well as copper. And why is that? Because copper and silver are going to be used for the Green and New Deal. That's right. And here's the thing that should be grabbing your attention. It says right here, the United States, EU, China have all promised trillions worth of green infrastructure spending. So you can't say this wasn't some type of plan in advance. It was. The Great Reset is pushing everybody towards the Green New Deal. You might want to ask Texas how that works out. If you're unaware, there is this snowstorm that wiped out the power in Texas for a few days. Well, a part of Texas started to move in that Green New Deal direction. And what happened was the solar panels got covered with snow, so they were no good. And the wind turbines, the wind died down enough to where they stopped spinning and then froze. So that's the kind of crap you can look forward to if we go 100% into this Green and New Deal. All right, so is there a shortage of copper? Yeah, just like there is a shortage in silver. Is the silver squeeze still going? Yes. Yes, it is. It's going. It's alive and well. Right now, Perth Mint in Australia is in a lot of trouble with the CEO coming out and lying about them having all the silver they need to give to their customers, being caught in this lie. Now you have people like the comics, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs not feeling very confident in them and thinking about cutting ties, which I doubt, but nonetheless, look, Mexico, the United States, Perth, London, these people are all shutting down their mints. For the first time, the first quarter of this year, for the first time, we're actually seeing the retail side of silver outdo the commercial side. That's not happened before. That's a good sign for silver holders. Let's just say right here real quick, I'm 74 and I've seen all these evil people for years. They never change. Why do we keep putting these fools in office? Well, technically we don't. They put themselves, in case you didn't pay attention to what happened this last November. But I hear what you're saying, John, and I absolutely agree. For the life of me, I just can't understand why, minority groups vote for Democrats when there's a history of racism from the Democratic Party for decades. And but yet we vote for them. I mean, that's how I grew up told to vote for them, but we'll stay away from the political side of this. So here's what's going on. There's a worldwide shortage, you guys. So just hang tight. Again, people are saying this can't go on much longer, and I don't anticipate it going on much longer. We're already starting to see how they're having to manipulate the silver market several times. You know what I mean? Several times now. They're spoofing it to keep the value down. How much longer are they going to continue to do this? I don't think they're going to be able to pull this off much longer. Something drastic has to change. Just keep buying as much as you guys can. You hear me talk about this all the time. Some of these retailers are starting to have a problem with inventory. They're short. So, what is this? Please, people, live Charlie Ward. He has missed every date he has predicted. Does that make sense? Don't depend on dates. Depend on yourself, not others. God is in your heart. Yeah, so that's what I tell people. Look, question everything. I mean, even me. One of the lessons I learned from my friend, you guys heard me talk about him, Robert Dean, CIA. We had a serious talk one time. He said, look, we've been friends for a long time, but I got to tell you this. Whenever you're talking with anybody, especially from the intelligence agencies, don't trust them. Take everything with a grain of salt. Question everything. Trust no one. And it's stuck in my head. So there's nothing wrong with questioning it. But when you start seeing these types of things, and individuals are making constant predictions and dates and rates, and they start to go from making mistakes to they're actually lies. Do you see what I'm saying? They lie. It's one thing if you make one mistake, maybe two, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. After a while, you start to realize these aren't mistakes. There's no more excuses. Do you see what I'm saying? It's okay to listen to what other people have to say. My concern is when you guys get emotionally invested into the news. So just hang tight. This is it true if you go to the state that has no state taxes or capital gains? Let's look this right here. So, by the way, love that bass you're holding there, John. I love bass fishing. I used to do it professionally for a little while. Is it true if you go to the state that has no state taxes and capital gains, you won't have to pay capital gains? Well, if there's no capital gains tax, you won't have to pay it. I looked it up, and Florida is one of those states. So there are a handful of states that have. Now, I want to be specific. There are some states out there that have no capital gains for gold and silver. There are a handful of states that are trying to pass legislation now that you don't have to pay taxes of any kind on gold and silver, whether you're buying it or whether you're selling it, which would be awesome. And I think that's going to happen. We're also starting to see countries, you guys, I'm going to do videos on them because I'm getting more information. We're starting to see one or two countries now wanting to push everybody back into the gold standard. There are some smaller countries campaigning to both Russia and China about forcing the rest of the world into the gold standard. And how they do that is simply just do it themselves. And it will start to force people in the same direction. So we'll keep an eye on it. You guys should feel really good about having your precious metals. And I already know, if let me put it to you this way, if even half the amount of people that reached out to me are actually transferring over the IRAs and 401ks that said they were, then it would be phenomenal. There's a lot of you doing that. Again, I made the suggestion that 25-30% of your holdings should be in precious metals. If nothing happens, then you're good. But if something does happen, at least you protect it. And by the way, that family has agreed, finally, to allow me to do an interview. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, in 2008, when the market crashed, all of the retirements were wiped out. So when I say to you guys, be careful because this crash is going to be bigger, that's what I'm talking about. And how do you protect yourself? By being into precious metals. Okay? So I keep just letting you guys know that. So there's a lot going on, you guys. I apologize. I haven't been making videos as much as I used to. It's not because I'm neglecting you. You know I love you. The problem is, me and YouTube, you hear a lot of people out there talking about this difficult relationship with YouTube. And sometimes I look at them, I go, I wonder if it's really that bad. And then boom, it hits me like that. They are literally messing with me all the time. And I've even went in and did videos to show you guys this. I'm not sure what's going on, but they're going back to old videos for all of us. You know what I mean? And so looking for like the stupidest little things to just really get all over us. So I do appreciate you guys checking in. I really do. And then there's a lot of things coming up, and I just want you to, all my 401ks and metals, hell yeah, Shaker Bill, that's what I'm talking about. So is mine. I don't just talk to talk, I walk to walk. And you guys got it. I did one of those, what do you call them? Opening your package that you get with your precious metals. I call it the reveal or whatever the hell you want to call it. Man, a lot of you guys got excited about that. I didn't realize how much you guys would like just watching somebody. I guess there's people that do that. I got to be honest. I do watch baseball cards when they do these opening the packs to see what they get. That's exciting for me. So I'd imagine the same thing for the precious metals. So I'll do it again. I don't mind doing it. It's just I just don't want people to be get upset about it. But because it looks almost like you're bragging, and I hate that whole feeling. I do, because I love the precious metals. I think it's a great investment. And I also think it's the proper way to build wealth for your family as well as protect yourself. And there are some big things happening in precious metals. It's not just hyperbolic. There is a lot going on. They're going to lie their asses off. They're going to try to do what it takes to keep you from buying them. And all I can do is suggest to you to keep on buying precious metals. If you can, use your discretionary funds, you guys. All right. As always, if you're thinking about buying precious metals, go check out our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. All right, you guys, first time buyers, if you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy and you will get a free ½ ounce of silver. Return buyers spending more than $500 automatically get a free ½ ounce. Oh, called unboxing. There you go. Thank you, Rebecca. Unboxing. Yeah. So a handful of people asked me to do it. And I was like, I don't think anybody's interested in that. Man, I was wrong. For those of you who didn't catch it, go look at my last live video. I did an unboxing where I showed some medals that I got inside the mail. So if you guys like that, I don't mind putting it out there. All right. So nonetheless, that's it for now. But look at you guys. When it comes to the dinar, nothing's changed. It's still the same. We did see the budget has passed. Again, nothing's changed. People are saying the article said for 4 years. Is it possible? Yes, of course it is. But it's also possible that something big will happen, and it'll happen much sooner than that. All we could do is watch. Everything else that people are saying is absolutely positively speculation. People talking about their military connections or their White House connections or their God connections. No, you guys, just be careful. All right, that's all I'm asking you to do. If you want to believe everything they say, that's on you. And it's not my place to call them up and tell them what to do with their YouTube channel. If people want to go out in la land, that's up to them. And if they want to charge you money, that's up to them. If you want to pay the money to listen to them take you down la land, that is on you. You could come here for free and listen to me, and I'm grounded. Okay, just letting you know. Love you guys all. Again, there's a 50 million things going on. I'm trying to study that website and how it functions for the My Daily. As much as I try not to get involved with it, you end up getting involved with it because so many of you have, and I'm trying to figure out a way to help you build your networks because, and congrats to Nancy again. This is a lady who got into this because she had no income. And she heard my video and she's in there and she's in her third week and she's already almost $2,000, which is butt kicking. So yeah, there's more than I think 22 of you who are over making $1,500 in just over your first 3 weeks. So congratulations to that. All right. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm happy for you. For those of you who are in it, just the rest of you don't have to be involved. It's just a good thing for people who need it. That's it for now, you guys. I want to say that I appreciate you guys tuning in. Sorry that I've not done a lot of videos, and that's just because I'm going back and forth with appeals and phone calls and emails with YouTube, trying to figure out what it is and why they're going back to old videos and nitpicking. All right, but again, my own platform is being built as we speak. Once it's up, then I will be there, and you guys are more than welcome to come join me over there if you want. That's it for now. I appreciate it. You guys have a blessed day. And if I don't get back to you before then, everybody have a happy Easter. I'm pretty sure I will, though. But just be safe. Everybody be peaceful. God bless. And I'm out of here.